but he has established that something, their home. And next one, he is beautifully just in one line, he is finishing his entire beautiful poem saying, man, where we are at home is with our friends. But at the same time, make sure you choose the right friends. All right. Friendships are trickier these days. So make sure that you choose the right friends to hang out with who can always help you build yourself up. Now, and also be the right friend for your friends. Don't just be that friend who spends time with them. You should be contributing something in their lives. You should be helping them grow. You should be growing with them. All right. So with that small note, let's get to the business of the day. Can you see my screen? Can you confirm? All right, I am worried a bit. Why is the attendance so low? There is only 20, around 30 students present. Yeah, only 26, 25%. And that too, BBA A27 is on another call. The classes will be there on Thursdays and Fridays. That's that's decided. Unless there is an exception where it is unavoidable. That happened last few weeks. I was not well 1 week. Unless there is an exception, which will be informed, classes will be there on Thursdays and Fridays. All right. Exceptions repeatedly happened last few weeks. All right. Okay. Now, last class, what we did is we were working on annuity, and turns out we were talking about annuity over how much should we save annually to if our bank gives say 8% interest or some R percentage interest, how much should we save annually to assure that we have a fixed amount at the end of, say, n years. Now, the same problem can be reversed. Suppose we are given how much we are saving annually. Can we find out how much will we have at the end of, say, 1 year or 2 year or 3 year? That is, here in this formula, in this entire formula here, everything is available except this. This is not available. This value is not available. Rest everything. That is, this value and this value is given to you. In that case, how do you calculate how much amount will you have at the end of these many years? That is another way of thinking the same problem. It's the same problem with a different value missing. All right. So let's do one or two such kind of problems. All right. Now the question. First question. What value of fund that would be built up if we had saved rupees 21,956 per annum for 2 years at an interest rate of 5% with first payment at the end of year 1. Well, how do we do this problem? This is the same, almost the same thing we did earlier, just that whatever we got as the final answer turns out is given in the question. All the other constraints are also given, like rate of interest, time period of investment. All of these are given. What you have to find is final amount that you will get if you are investing this much amount annually. Let's take a look at it. Solution. Now it is given that this is now. It is given that first installment is paid after 1 year at the end of first year. And how much are we paying? Rupees 21,956. Now, for this amount, we have an interest of 1 plus 0.05. Now, second amount is paid at the end of second year. That is the end of the investment is when we drop our second amount. And that is rupees again 21,956. But see, we are saving up only for 2 years. Therefore, this will not gain any interest. Implies, hence, we can have the fund at the end of 2 years will be equal to 21,956 plus 21,956, which we deposited in the first year, into 1.05. This is the same as sinking funds we did. And the value is, can you calculate and tell me the value? Since it's 2 years, you can simply calculate it quickly. And can you tell me the value? Please put it in the chat box, calculate and put your answer in the chat box. What is the answer? Yeah, 45,009.8 and somewhere around there. This is equal to 45 rupees, 45,009.8. So approximately, if you save up this much, you will, if you save up 21,957 every year, the end of your fund, you will have 45,009.8. Okay, now can we try a similar question this time? You can work it out. All right. So let's say 2. What would be the return if you save rupees, say, let's have a realistic amount, say 12,800 per annum for, say, 5 years at an interest of rupees, sorry, interest of Indian current deposit rates, I think, is around on an average 6.25. Or let's not complicate it. Let's take it as 6% with first payment. Should we do it now or later? Oh, let's do it now. No, later. Okay. First payment at the end of first year. Can you calculate and put your thoughts in the chat box? I'll be waiting for it. As you calculate and solve, you can put it in the chat box. I'm waiting for the answer. Please calculate and tell me the answer. And remember, some tricks to solve this I've already taught you guys. Any luck? Is there anyone working? Can you raise your hand or give a reaction? Is there anyone working on this? Okay. Anyway, let me start. What did we do? All right. We are starting a fund now, and we are doing it for 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First year, second, third, fourth, and fifth year. Well, at the end of first year, we put our first deposit of 12,800 rupees, which will gather interest of 1 plus 0. What's the percentage? 0.06 for how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then second year, we are putting rupees 12,800 again. That again gathers an interest of 1 plus 0.06. 3 years left. And again, rupees 12,800 we deposit at 1.06 to the power. We earn an interest of 1.06 to the power 2. Again, rupees 12,800. That is into 1.06. And final year, we are putting 12,800, but that won't earn any interest because that year we are checking the fund amount in the fund at the end of fifth year. All right, so this implies amount in the fund is equal to 12,800 into 1.06 to the power 4 plus 12,800 into 1.06 to the power 3 plus 12,800 into 1.06 to the power 2 plus 12,800 into 1.06 plus 12,800. Now, to do this, it's quite hard, it seems, maybe, but you already know a trick to do this. That was using geometric progression. First term into common ratio, that is 1.06 to the power, how many terms? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 terms minus 1 divide, sorry, so not 1.06, yeah, 1.06. 06 to the power 5 minus 1 divided by 1.06 minus 1. And using this, and I'm going to trust you guys have the right answer. That is 72,154.79. All right. So this is the same as sinking funds we did earlier. Just that we did it in context of annuity, therefore we redid it over here. All right. Now, so last day actually, one of my friends yesterday night actually, I should possibly share that with you guys. One of my childhood friends, neighbors, actually shared a picture with me, and it's one of the games which we grew up playing. All of us grew up playing together with. So board games used to be a huge thing for us in our locality. We used to be 9 kids who used to play together almost all the time. And we were up to some mischief always. So the thing is, we were up to some mischief always. So we were not the favorites of our neighborhood. So this friend sent me this last day. Let me try to spot it. Yeah. Well, mm, all right. I'm just waiting for it to sync up. All right. Yeah. Does anyone know what game is this? Does anyone know what game is this? Now it has a fancy name called Monopoly, and it's uh, ironically, this Monopoly brand is copyrighted by Hasbro Inc. Almost all board games are copyrighted by them now. And the thing is, no variants of the games copyrighted by Hasbro Inc. can be made by any other company. So back in our days, this game was called Business. Back in our days, this early 2000s, and I recently came to a realization that you guys were mostly born in 2001, 2, 3, around then. Okay. So that was a time we were in school and we used to spend most of the time playing Business. All right. So the reason I said ironically it's owned by Hasbro now is because Hasbro doesn't let anyone else make this similar games. Only game they make are allowed to be sold in market. So they literally have blocked out everyone else from making it so that they have monopoly on the game of Monopoly. And yeah, the process of patenting sounds like a very evil process where there is something nice and you just decide not to let anyone use it other than you. And that's a reason recently, a few years ago, Indian government made a decision that certain drugs, certain medicines in India, we are going to make it whether it's patented or not. That's because some cancer medicines and some common medicines, some companies have patent, and therefore, since they have patent, they sell it at crazy prices of 800,000, some even 5,000, 6,000 per drug. And due to the law constraints, no, it's not that others can't make it, but since law forbids it, no other company can make this medicine. So they have monopoly in the market about it, and hence they would price it any way they want. And that's where the Indian government said, no, we are going to make it. We are going to allow local players to make it because for a medicine which costs somewhere around 20 rupees to make, the foreign most of the multinational pharmaceuticals, they sell it for 1,000. And they are denying the treatment for many deserving people in India. Therefore, they said, we're not going to allow monopoly anymore. We're going to make it. We're going to let everyone make medicines. So anyway, on the other hand, the reason I told you about this is because one interesting word I heard during while playing this game, that is mortgage, mortgages. Does anyone know the meaning of mortgages? What is the meaning of mortgages? You can put it in the chat box. I'll ask two questions. One is, what is this? And oh yeah. So you are giving a promise on something against, it's a loan against something which is promised. It may be a property. It may be something else. So against a security, it may be gold. It may be against something else. That's called a mortgage. And a loan is more of, a normal loan is more of on a personal basis. So we're going to talk about mortgages. Now, the thing is, when you are giving a loan or a mortgage, you need to assure that, for example, a bank will assure that you have the capability to pay it back. And if you are not able to pay it back, they would say, give this in promise. As in, if you don't pay it back, some property of yours will go to the bank, which bank will later call off for a auction and sell it off to recover the loss they incurred by giving the loan. All right. So now, thing is, suppose you are giving a mortgage at some percentage of interest. Before giving the loan or before taking the loan, you need to know how much you're going to repay for this amount that you are going to give. And that calculation is what we are going to talk about next. All right. So we do the calculation using annuity. And what we do is we try to find out different angles. One is, this is the amount that we are taking now for loan or mortgage over these many years. What percentage of interest is there? What should we pay monthly? For example, if you're taking, say, 20,000, say, okay, 2 lakh. If you're taking 2 lakh over, say, 10 months at 6% interest, which is only in your dream because 6% is your deposit amount, deposit as a fixed deposit interest. In India, bank loans are somewhere around 10 to 15%. Credit card loans are somewhere around 20 to 30%. So none of the loans which is given to you, be it personal or anything, they don't come at very cheap percentage of the sort. They are not just in India, because banks survive with that money. So banks, the profit, have you ever thought what's the profit of bank? Profit for banks are from not by giving you interest in fixed deposit. Whatever money you invest in bank is again used in some loan, giving loan, or sometimes it's used in stock market to, and the main profit that the bank gets is through the survival from giving loans or through stock market, income from stock market, or and different ways, the bonds and different things. So actually, whatever money, the reason they give a smaller percentage of interest for your deposit is because And reason why there is a huge difference between loan interest and your fixed deposit interest is because banks profit from the loans. So whatever extra percentage you go, so bank gave you 1,000. Now, if you took that 1,000 for 1 year with monthly payment, with interest of say 5% of 10%, most probably you're going to pay nearly the double, more than the double. So bank's profit is 1,000 they gave. Whatever came as interest is the bank's profit. All right. So that's how banks survive. Now, our question is, suppose you have taken 2 lakh over 10 months at 6% interest. If our monthly payment is around 20,000, would that be suffice to pay up the loan? It won't be, because 6% interest say per month. Because every month there is an amount of interest as well. How do we calculate that amount of interest into our monthly payment? That's a question that we are going to try to answer now. That is, how do we calculate our monthly payment in such a way that, including the interest, we will know how much amount we have to pay. Okay, so all right, question. Let's say, I'm looking for a name. Okay, random name that's popped up in my head. Ria has taken rupees 3 lakh as mortgage over 5 years. Sorry, yeah, 5 years. Interest is charged at rupees 12%. Sorry, not rupees, yeah, 12% per annum. Calculate the monthly repayment. Now, it is given that the present value of the amount we are getting is given here. Present value of mortgages rupees 3 lakh. Yeah. Now, next step is at 12% interest for 5 years, right? 5 years. We have to find the annuity factor. Can you find the annuity factor? Is it there on the annuity table? At 12% interest? No. Turns out our annuity table ends at 10%. So can we calculate the annuity factor? Is it possible? If yes, can you calculate and tell me what the answer is? 12% turns out is not there in the annuity table we have been using. Then how do we calculate? Using the formula, we have 1 by R, annuity factor is equal to 1 by R into 1 minus 1 by 1 plus R to the power 5 years, which is equal to 1 by 0.12. 12% is 0.12. 1 minus 1 by 1.12 to the power 5. Can you calculate this and tell me the answer? All right. Yeah. Thank you. This is 3.605. All right. Now, if it's not there in table, what I want to establish is we can calculate it either way, using the table as well as using annuity formula. Not there in the table is not a reason for you to stop. All right. So therefore, annuity or annual payments, right? Annuity, therefore annuity or annual payments is equal to present value divided by annuity factor, which is equal to 3 lakh divided by 3.605. And the answer is rupees 83,218 approximately, rounding it off. Now, the thing is, this is annual payment, but we are going to pay monthly. Therefore, monthly payment is equal to 83,218 divided by 12. And what is the answer? Approximately rupees 6,935. So we have to monthly pay 6,935 to recover, to pay off a mortgage of rupees 3 lakh we took over 5 years. All right. So we'll do a few more problems on this in the next week. And yes, you are more precise. Thank you. So we'll do a few more problems on this next week. Anyway, I hope, yeah, we'll next few weeks we'll be focusing on doing more problems. I think essential theory and things we have already covered. So we'll do much more problems. So next week's what you have to do is come ready with a pen and paper, and we will try to work it out. And I again ask you, it will be good if we meet once in person, a non-compulsory session. If someone can take charge, plan a day, we can possibly meet in some classrooms at some free hours for everyone, common hour for everyone. No compulsion, nothing. It'll be good if you're there.